In this vision, this guy will inspire you in amazing ways. What's up, NEGU TV? Hope you're doing well. I've got a special guest today, and you are going to want to sit back and be inspired. This dude is crazy, but he's so cool. And even though he has no hair, he has a huge heart. And so, what's your name?
My name's Matt Olson.
Matt Olson.
Matt Olson. I'm from Eastvale, California.
Okay.
And I love Team NEGU, the Jessie Rees Foundation. It has a special place in our family's heart. And we came across you guys from our church vantage point.
Is that how you found out about us?
Yeah. And so in 2018, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. And it was crazy how God has a plan and how circumstances happen. We had a toy drive at church, and they said, hey, we're going to collect toys and go talk to the Jessie Rees Foundation and give toys away to kids. And I'm like, I love kids. This is going to be a great event. I thought we were going to come meet kids. And, I was going through a fight, so it's going to be perfect timing, and it's going to inspire me. But what was really cool or interesting, I got here, I'm like, there's kids. But this is a JoyFactory. And, from that point forward, it was, I just wanted to figure out how I could do something. So that's
wow, Matt, we are so honored that you choose to do something.
Yeah.
But NEGU Nation, so here's a guy that was sitting around in church fighting cancer himself and decided to do something. And he hasn't just decided to do one thing. He's decided to do something over a couple years now that I want to talk about, because obviously he looks incredibly fit, and that's for a reason, because he's addicted to CrossFit.
Right.
But Matt, you chose to rally now for 2 years, your community of CrossFit people, and it's even expanding into sponsorships and stuff. Yeah. But what drove you to say, wait a minute, I've got a little platform here in Eastvale, yeah. What took you to the thing, let's do something?
So I was going through chemo.
Yep.
And after my 6th treatment, after I came to the JoyFactory, I was like, how do I help? How do I get involved? You guys have such a great program. You guys have all these awesome outreach to churches and hospitals and everything. I was like, how can the Olson family find a way with the people we know to get involved? So I wasn't sleeping because of chemo, and July 4th, 2018, I woke up and told my wife and Coach Gabe and Coach Karen that I wanted to do a 24-hour challenge. And we picked 8,640 because I finished 6 rounds of chemo. That was 6 per minute, and we chose squats. So we had to average that for a 24-hour period.
Over 24 hours, you did over 8,000 squats.
After my 6th-round chemo. So, and you had to do it in between. So I did chemo on Thursday. We planned the following Thursday because that's the day you feel the best. But we were going to do it. I didn't tell my doctor. I was being seen at the City of Hope, and everybody, my mom, my wife, everybody was nervous about what's going to happen. Can we do it? And I'm like, we're going to do it. So July 19th, we set a date. It was a Thursday morning. We started at 6. We finished the following 6 on Friday morning. A very emotional experience. It was only 12 days of planning, but we raised $11,000 in 12 days. So it was awesome. It was cool. And, Erik kind of knew me because I came in here. Grant kind of knew, I just called and said, hey, I'm going to do this challenge. You guys mind if I say that I'm raising money for you guys? And you're like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And I don't think anybody knew what was going to happen.
I had no idea.
We had no idea. Like, yeah, for sure. And then it just turned into such a blessed event. I'm like, what are we going to do next year?
Wow.
So
then this year.
So this year.
Just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, just July 19th. We did the same day the following year. I'm in remission, so thank God. Yeah, we're there. We're in remission, so it's good. So we had to challenge ourselves a little bit more. We picked kettlebell swings this year. And what was cool about picking kettlebell swings was that now everybody's able to do it. We had 3-year-olds. We had over 70-year-olds come out that day.
You even had some courageous kids.
Yes. So we had 2 children who were Joy Jar recipients, Paisley and Cromwell, who are in remission, and
they're doing kettlebells.
The Schellers and they are just such great families, and their story just kind of brought everything together on this past couple weeks, and the reason why we do it. And they're thriving and doing well now. But they swing kettlebells. They did it, and it's just so awesome what Jessie, what it really means to our family. We've been in the fight. You've been in the fight. That you just never give up, and it's in our DNA now. And we're not going to give up, and I'm going to keep going. We're talking about what we're going to do next year.
Wow!
And we'll see.
And how much did you raise this year?
This year, right now, checks are still coming in.
Yeah.
We're over 10,000.
Yes.
We're about probably 10,000, 1,100 right now. So we're still adding the tallies up, and checks are coming. So we're just, our goal is what we set out. I don't ask for money.
Right.
I grew up very humble, and I don't want to just ask for money. Me personally, I'm going to earn every dollar that comes in. So it's more about getting the community involved in, the CrossFit community, such a blessed group that just comes together. We had 2 other gyms do the challenge. I didn't do the 24, but they got involved. And we had LA Fitnesses here in Orange County get involved. And just, the people from my company, Practical Tools, I sell tweezers for a living. So all of my vendors and customers, they get involved and they just give a little piece. And everybody together, we try to spread
better together.
Yeah. So
it takes a village.
That's it. A village is true. A village is true.
Wow.
So that's the game. And that's what we're going to keep going for. And it's fun.
Well, on behalf of my daughter, on behalf of my family, on behalf of our foundation, thank you. Thank you so much for choosing to use your platform to help us and to help kids smile. And you've seen kids while you were at City of Hope, and you've seen kids in the hospitals, and what you've had to go through and what they're going through. And when a jar shows up and has all kinds of toys in it, just like you were telling me off camera that in a lot of our jars we put whoopee cushions in, and you were talking about a little girl,
Paisley. So Paisley got their parents. They told us that she got this joy in their fight, the joy jar, and they really didn't know much about it. But Paisley got this whoopee cushion, and this whoopee cushion was such a blessing to their family, even though it made a strange noise for a little girl. Right. But it helped her get through treatments. And that idea that Jessie had so long ago when she was going through a fight, and she just spread that love. It's what keeps us going. In our challenge, we call it Jessie's Hour, the last hour. And we started this year, and so the last hour is kind of a somber time in our thing. It's a reflection. There were 5 people that did the challenge with me: Coach Gabe, Erik, Laura.
All 24 hours.
All 24. There were 5 people that did it with me. Last year was just 1, Coach Gabe, but this year there were 5 people that did it with me, and we line up. It's almost like an army formation, and it's a peaceful hour. We listen to some. I get to pick the music. It's mostly, Disney music and Christian music and inspiring music that just kind of gets us going. But we tell Jessie's story that last hour of, her fight and why we're doing this. And it's it's a calming moment. It's so cool. And we hope we could do it for many, 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 many years.
Well, we're grateful for it. So NEGU Nation, was that not inspiring? Does this guy not just inspire you? He's dripping sweat because he's just constantly inspiring. And so thank you, Matt.
I appreciate it.
We love you, man. Thank you so much for everything. And we just ask you guys to consider, what could you do?
Yeah.
Here's a guy that decided to do something because he loved CrossFit, and he saw the need to try to rally some friends and raise some money to help kids fighting cancer smile. So if an 11-year-old girl can do it while she's fighting cancer, why Matt can do it while he's fighting cancer, why, you learned later on in a previous episode, Masaki, how she could do it, during her fight. You don't have to be fighting cancer to make a difference.
No.
I always like to tell people, if you don't stand for something, you stand for nothing.
True.
So we encourage you to stand with us and for us, for these kids, because these kids deserve our love and support and encouragement every day. Matt, thank you again.
Yeah.
We love you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Never give up. Let's go.